So we got more hot stove news. I mean, this is like the dream as an MLB YouTuber, is that every day I get to talk about stuff that's going on this offseason. And today, the big news is about the New York Mets signing another player. We added some more starting pitching. It's a bit of a confusing move. Of course, I'll go into it more in depth as the video goes on. But the Mets signed Rick Porcello today. The Yankees brought back Gardner on a one-year deal, I believe, with an option. We also saw the Red Sox make a move today. They signed Jose Peraza, who was non-tendered by the Reds earlier this offseason. We've got some Josh Donaldson rumors, Hyun-Jin Ryu rumors. Anthony Rendon signed with the Angels last night, in case you guys didn't see that. There's a whole lot of stuff to talk about today, so, you know, we'll just get right into it. As always, if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like. That's the best way to show your support on the channel. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy the content. I appreciate all the support on the channel recently. The support has been amazing. Remember to get in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about the Rick Porcello move, Brett Gardner coming back, anything in baseball that's going on down in the comments below. And don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links are in the description. I'm always talking baseball over there. That's where you get my immediate reaction. So let's start off by talking about my New York Mets and my boy Rick Porcello. Well, I shouldn't necessarily call him my boy because I'm not really crazy about the signing, although at 1 year, $10 million, which is what the deal is with Rick Porcello, I don't actually have a big problem with it. I was worried that we were going to give him multiple years, give him a lot of money, but 1 year, $10 million is actually really cheap for Rick Porcello. That is a very good contract for the Mets. For Rick Porcello, I thought he would want more long-term deals. I thought he'd want more money, but maybe it just wasn't there because we saw Kevin Gausman get a 1 year, $9 million deal. Porcello got $1 million more than that. I understand Rick Porcello may not be that Cy Young kind of guy that he was with the Boston Red Sox, but $10 million is definitely money well spent on Rick Porcello. One nice thing is that he's a Jersey guy, so he's essentially coming home. There's no New Jersey team, but the Mets are pretty much about as close as it can get with the Yankees or the Phillies, so he's technically coming home. He has shown in the past that he can be a very competent pitcher. In fact, he can be the best pitcher in the league, arguably. Now, yes, should he have not won the Cy Young that year? Probably not, but he did, so he was still a top pitcher in the American League back in 2017 when he won the Cy Young. Or, I'm sorry, that was back in 2016. I don't expect us to get Cy Young version of Rick Porcello, but I also don't expect him to be at his absolute worst. We find a nice middle ground there. Porcello can be a very good starter for the Mets. Now, the confusing thing here is we now have 6 legitimate starters on our team. Does that mean that we're going to try and trade Noah Syndergaard? Does that mean that we're trying to trade Steven Matz? Does that mean that we package one of the guys in the bullpen, move Michael Wacha to the bullpen? I don't necessarily know what the direction is right now. I do like that we have 6 legitimate starting pitchers. That's something we haven't had in previous years, is pitching depth. We still need a little bit more because that's, of course, if nobody gets injured, we have great depth. I'd rather not see guys like Walker Lockett have to come up and make starts, but it is a bit confusing as to where the direction's going because as of yesterday, I thought Michael Wacha's our number 5, but now Rick Porcello is clearly the number 5. Where does that put Wacha? Is he now going to be a bullpen guy? Is he going to be a multiple inning guy? Is he going to be a swing man? Maybe a little bit of an opener, like 3 or 4 innings, and then you go to the pen. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Michael Wacha, but I would think that Rick Porcello is without a doubt going to be in that starting rotation as long as he's healthy. He's going to be the number 5 starter. Now, in terms of the quality of the player that the Mets are getting with Rick Porcello, it's definitely been a bit downhill since that Cy Young season. He's not really been pitching great recently. 2017, following up from the Cy Young year, he had a 4.65 ERA, a whip at 1.39. 2018, a 4.28 ERA, whip at 1.7, so that's better. But then 2019, he made 32 starts, 5.52 ERA, which is bad, 1.394 whip, striking out less batters, giving up a ton of home runs. One thing that you can say you're going to get with Rick Porcello is consistency. Since coming up in 2009 with the Detroit Tigers, he's never made less than 27 starts in a season, and since his Cy Young year in 2016, he has made 32 or more starts every single year. That is huge for a guy in the back end of the rotation. When you have a number 5, all you're looking for pretty much at that point is a guy who can eat innings, can get you to the 6th inning, let the bullpen take over. You're not looking for an ace. You're not looking for a guy who's going to be lights out. Of course, that makes it better if he is, but at $10 million, at that price, you're not going to be getting that quality of player, and at least in this scenario, we've gotten someone for $10 million who at one point in his career did have really good stuff, who was lights out. Because if he can replicate that 2016 season where he won the Cy Young, oh my goodness, steal of the offseason. It's just, I don't know if that's coming. In 2016, he was 22-4 with a 3.15 ERA and a whip at 1.009. Like, those are really good numbers. I like that Rick Porcello doesn't give up a lot of walks. That's nice. I think there's things to be positive about with this Rick Porcello signing as opposed to being negative. And again, at 1 year, $10 million, it doesn't cost the Mets anything. Yes, it makes it a little weird now that we got Wacha and didn't necessarily put more money towards another bullpen arm, like maybe a Betances, but the Mets are going out and they're addressing needs. We needed pitching depth. They got pitching depth. They now have the ability to maybe move an arm or two, get some more players to help out the offense or help out the bullpen. And I don't think that they're the best team in the National League East, but they are trying to improve Not the best moves, but they're not doing nothing at least. Just a little bargain bin shopping maybe. But overall for the Rick Porcello move, like, I'm okay with it. I'm really fine. I mentioned another move with a New York team. This time it's going to be the New York Yankees bringing back Brett Gardner. Gardner signed a 1-year, $12.5 million deal with the Yankees with an option for 2021, where he would get paid about $10 million if the Yankees decide to take it. This again, low risk signing. Do I think Brett Gardner's worth $12.5 million? No, but based off how he played last year, I mean, he kind of earned this contract. I also can't see this guy playing anywhere else but for the Yankees. Like, he fits perfectly for that stadium. He fits perfectly in that lineup. He hit 20 home runs last year because he's the guy that you choose to pitch to. He's going to get more pitches there. You'd rather pitch to Brett Gardner than you would Aaron Judge, Gleyber Torres, DJ LeMahieu, Gary Sanchez. Like, there's just a ton of bats in that lineup, so Brett Gardner fits perfectly in that team because of it. He has the protection around him where he really gets to shine. And if he goes to another team and they think that he's going to be an impact bat for some reason, like hit 20 home runs there, you would have been very mistaken. His 2019 season was probably the best of his career, and that made him earn his contract, I will say that. 28 homers, a career high, 26 doubles, 74 RBIs in 141 games. Hit 251 with a 325 on base, 503 slugging, which is by far a career high, and an 829 OPS, again, career high. He had a really nice year. The man gets paid. I think Yankee fans can be okay with that, especially after getting Garrett Cole. If they didn't get Garrett Cole and they spent that $10 million to go get Brett Gardner, I could understand being upset, but I think Yankee fans are probably very excited about Cole. They're living off like that extreme high that they got from signing the best free agent on the market. This Brett Gardner deal is not going to hurt them. He adds outfield depth. He played well last year. Why not take another year for him? They have the ability to have Brett Gardner be in there and actually be a pretty productive player, unlike other teams who, if they got him, he wouldn't do much for them. So overall for the Yankees, low risk signing, low risk reward. Like, at the best, he's going to play like an above average player. At the worst, he's going to be your bench bat and provide a little depth in the outfield for the Yankees. So Brett Gardner, pretty decent signing. Like, there's not a whole lot to say there. Re-signing players, it's just like very straightforward most of the time. I also mentioned the Red Sox, of course, the biggest rivals of the New York Yankees, making a move today, and that was signing essentially what could be their starting second baseman in 2020, Jose Peraza. Peraza was non-tendered by the Reds this offseason. He had a really disappointing 2019 where he didn't play a whole lot, lost his second base job at one point. Derek Dietrich took over, didn't play short a lot. Freddie Galvis took over. He then won the job back, played a little more second base, and just wasn't very good. 141 games, 376 at-bats, 6 homers, 18 doubles, and 2 triples with 33 RBIs, stealing only 7 bases and getting caught 6 times. 239 with a 285 on base, 346 slugging, and a 631 OPS. Those are like some pretty terrible numbers. Defensively, Jose Peraza is pretty much smack on average. Like, he's not a Gold Glover, not particularly bad. He's not going to make your team better in the field, but he's definitely not going to make it worse. He had speed, didn't really show it last year, doesn't walk a lot, doesn't get on base. For the Red Sox, if I'm a Red Sox fan, I much rather would have had Brock Holt than Jose Peraza. The one positive is that he's only going to be 26 years old. He did show some promise at one point in his career. Maybe you can get that spark rejuvenated in a very hitter-friendly park in Boston. We've seen guys come in, hit it off the green monster a bunch of times. Tends to help right-handed hitters a lot. So if they could get Jose Peraza to be better than he was last year, get closer to what he used to be, that's a nice addition for the Red Sox. Still, I don't think that's the right move, but second base was such a hole last year for them. They got almost no production out of that position. I made a video about it saying that second base and center field were pretty much killing them last year. Just get a little production out of Jose Peraza. It's going to be a nice compliment to that already loaded offense. And the contract, like, there's nothing there. There's no risk. We've got some more rumors going around. Of course, Josh Hader's a name that's been thrown around this offseason as a possible trade candidate. I don't know how the Brewers can afford to do it, but apparently they're listening to offers, and somehow the Yankees are like super into Josh Hader. I mean, I understand he's a good player, but how are they going to be the team that could possibly get him? Add him to that bullpen already with Aroldis Chapman, with Zach Britton, 2 of the best left-handed relievers in the game. Oh yeah, now here's Josh Hader to add the 3rd, who also might be the best left-handed reliever in the game of baseball. Ottavino, Chad Green, Tommy Kahnle. Like, that bullpen is unfair, and they got Garrett Cole, who made their rotation better. They are literally playing MLB The Show franchise right now. I'm just like, yeah, I like this player. I'm going to trade for him. I like this guy. I'm going to sign him. I have no budget. It doesn't matter. He can't go to the Yankees. It's not possible. How? How could he do that? I don't even think that they would be able to get the best haul back from the Yankees. Like, their prospects are decent. They have some nice guys. And if you ask for Davey Garcia or Jason Dominguez, good luck. They're going to close the door. So, like, why would you give them to the Yankees? I feel like you could get more somewhere else. Rangers, of course, missed out on Anthony Rendon. So does that now mean that they move their focus to going after Josh Donaldson? Do they look for trades? Do they look for a guy that could be their next third baseman in a trade? Maybe they talk with the Cubs, try to go after Chris Bryant. I don't really know where they're going here, but the Rangers, they need a third baseman. Kind of losing this offseason. There was thoughts that maybe they could get Rendon. There was thoughts that they could maybe get Garrett Cole. There's thoughts that maybe they could get Josh Donaldson. Maybe Zach Wheeler. They've swung out on 3 of them so far. Is Josh Donaldson coming to Texas? I don't know. And then the last rumor that I'll talk about is apparently the Cardinals are very interested in Hyun-Jin Ryu, along with the Toronto Blue Jays, which is a very interesting deal. Hyun-Jin Ryu with the Blue Jays would give them their ace necessarily. Now, I don't see Hyun-Jin Ryu as a #1 in a rotation, but for the Blue Jays, he'd clearly be the best pitcher on that staff. Pitched really, really well last year. He's not your prototypical ace because he's more of a, control pitcher. Doesn't really have overpowering stuff, but if he can pitch like he did last year, he's definitely worthy of a #1 tag. That would be a really nice pickup for the Blue Jays, and it would be a really nice pickup for the Cardinals as well. But overall, the big guys on the market have pretty much moved right now. We saw Rendon gone, we saw Strasburg gone, we saw Garrett Cole sign. There's still a ton of talent available. Nick Castellanos, Bumgarner, Ryu, Keuchel, Ozuna is still available. There's a ton of talent. We just gotta wait and see if any of them move in the next coming days. The winter meetings, I believe, are over today. They ran from Monday to Thursday, so it should probably cool off a little bit as we get closer and closer to Christmas. But you guys know, if anything big happens, I will be here making a video for you, so, you know, keep an eye out. That's pretty much it, though, for the news today. I would love to know what you guys think about it down in the comment section below. Do you agree with what I had to say? Do you disagree? Do you think they were good moves? I'd love to hear what you think. Remember to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. That's the best way to show your support, as well as subscribe so that, like I said, if there is any news, you don't miss out on it. Click that sub button, join the team. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description. And I'm wrapping up today's video there. I'm very tired. I'm gonna rest. Hopefully there's not any more moves tonight. I could use a night off. So YouTube recommends you watch this video right here, as well as this is my most recent upload. Click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow for another one. Bye.